Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Bloodstained RotN hard mode on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. It's Gebel!
So, Sleeping Beauty, you've decided to awaken.
Decided isn't really the right term Gebel, but okay.
Do this. It doesn't make any sense.
How does it not? After all the sins humans wrought upon us?
Johannes told me what they did to you. And you're right, it's horrible. But what you're doing now is just as bad.
That doesn't mean it's not justified, Miriam.
No, there you are. Very wrong. What the alchemists did was reshuffle our bodies.
That sounds incredibly
What we
painful.
intend to do is reshuffle the world.
You see?
I'd say
It's equal and opposite.
join me, Miriam. You're the only one who understands the pain I feel. What it's like to no longer be human.
What? I never thought I'd hear those words from you.
Yeah, mostly because I was asleep for 10 years.
All right, this helmet is just making this whole dialogue just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Our power.
For the record, I could make this well, not this dialogue specifically worse, but there are a couple of accessories in the game that make Miriam look and sound specifically much goofier.
Master Gebel, we must return.
Oh, hey, Gremory.
Oh, you speak.
Yeah, Gremory, as we've already gone through the randomizer, played through Aurora mode and a Bloodless mode, Gremory is actually the true villain of the game. She's manipulating Gebel.
You'll have no choice but to absorb shards and avail yourself of the powers of hell. If you can still claim to be human at the end of it all, then perhaps I might be more inclined to listen. Come.
But only maybe.
Leaving.
Away.
Wait!
Now remember that cutscene, it's important later.
Slow motion dodge.
Man, I wish that we got access to Witch Time. Hey, Vepar. Alright, so, our first hard mode boss. Alright,
Yay.
I need to go over a couple of things. God damn it.
The rusted iron ring.
Well, thankfully, no, we don't actually need the rusted iron ring, but it is our best defensive accessory at the moment. So this is Vepar's new attack for hard mode. In order to actually block that, what you need to do is hide behind the Sema that she throws out. If you are not behind the Sema when she throws out that attack, that will hit you for about 70 fucking points of damage.
Yeah. Oh, well, you jumped over that one.
Yay! Thank you, Head Flail.
That's it.
Well, yeah, we are much more powerful than we are supposed to be for Vepar specifically. We're level 9 for one. We've got a decent amount of Head Flail. We have we've got a rank 9 Dullahammer
The
head.
Gebel I know. I will put a stop to all this.
So promises Miriam, Shardbinder.
Bloodstained.
Hey, Zangetsu.
Bloodstained.
I forgot to mention that Zangetsu is actually on the. You can actually see Zangetsu on the boat if you know where to look. Hey, Johannes.
Evil 4.
So, most of the rest of this part is going to be us going through the village, because there is a lot of fucking dialogue for the normal playthrough.
The demons Gebel summoned?
They've moved faster than we hoped. Miriam, we have to hurry. This was where we were supposed to meet our contact.
All right.
Gee, I hope our contact is okay. Don't you hope our contact is okay, Mr. Cloud?
If we're going to be contacting anybody, I hope that they're alive by the time we get there.
Morte, Alo, giant rat.
The whole town has gone to hell.
Well, not the whole town, thankfully. Just a large portion of it. For example, this portion of it.
No, don't come any closer.
Hey, we're not using the Kung Fu shoes at the moment.
fade to white cliche.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Miriam. You know who I am. And that means...
Yeah, that I am a person of interest.
Teens,
I'm sorry. we
I'm
couldn't
famous.
get here sooner, Dominique.
I like this.
So this is our contact.
Yes, the church sent me.
Hey,
An
Dominique.
exorcist.
How did we get an
Happy to
intro?
have you, Dominique.
Now I'm confused. So
Johannes told
Are you
us.
here, Johannes?
You wouldn't have asked if it wasn't important.
Okay.
But you
See,
should
in
tell
Nier
us.
Automata, we don't know what a character's name is until they introduce themselves.
Johannes told her what told us what Dominique's name was. Okay.
But
Yes,
not what she
very
looked
well.
like.
I told you when I contacted you that the Shardbinder Gebel is responsible for summoning the castle.
Le gasp.
Yes, there's no mistake about that. He admitted as much.
What? You spoke to him?
Yeah, he showed up on the boat and then summoned a
Get
tentacle
right to the
monster
point.
at me. The dick.
I find it curious that the outpouring of demons, facilitated by one Shardbinder, just happens to coincide with the sudden awakening of the other Shardbinder after exactly 10 years.
You're right. It is strange. But the church doesn't get to drag Miriam into this just because the timing is odd.
Oh, do you decide for her then? I asked you to bring her
No,
so
the,
she could see
the
the
church
horrors
is
that have
incidental
befallen
to the
village
point,
and
and
make an
we're
informed
starting the
choice.
game
I
that
have no
prompts the
intention
main
of forcing
character to
you,
get
Miriam.
called into action.
You don't have
But
to.
we can stop it at any time as easily as pressing the power button.
What happened
We're
to
in control here.
strengthens my resolve.
Well, Miriam
you,
thinks she's
Miriam.
in control.
I am
That's the
sorry
important
to
thing.
Put it on your shoulders.
Pardon me.
Hey, Anne.
Oh, hello there. Are you all right? We didn't mean to ignore you.
I'm all right, thank you.
You are quite welcome. Do you have a name?
As Gerda
Okay.
already spoiled. Yes, Anne.
And yes, lovely name. Much more appropriate than triple question mark.
Somewhere safe.
Oh, all right.
Come on, this way.
Okay, so the village is going to be our primary hub for increasing Miriam's power throughout most of the game. Specifically because now that we have access to Johannes and Dominique, we have access to both the shop and the alchemy table.
Yay.
Both of which are extremely important.
I
But
did
we have to go through
something
yet more
around
cutscenes
before,
still.
And this place seems secure.
Costs must be paid before using the shop.
Johannes,
Costs
you
must be
and
paid
I will
while
remain here.
utilizing the
We
shop.
can assist Miriam from safe ground.
What? We can't ask her to brave the castle alone?
Oh,
Well,
yes, we
kinda have to,
can.
Johannes.
She is trained in combat. Are you? We would only get in the way.
That's not the point.
Yes, it is,
I'll be
Johannes.
fine, Johannes. Please don't worry.
Yes. With my limited visibility and my well-protected head, we will charge through this.
Let's not waste any time.
Yes.
We have a lot to do.
Come back if you need anything. I'll get a workshop running so I can perform alchemy for you.
Yay!
Thank you, Johannes.
I know you're strong, but be careful.
We could do that, Miss Anne. Not that it matters in hard mode, because because thanks to the increased enemy density, you're pretty much guaranteed to be taking damage on every fucking room. Yeah.
Well, there's no reliquary system in this game. When you die, you go back to the last save point. So, of course Miriam's gonna be okay. She can't die.
Well, the game doesn't recognize the audacity of save points. So
Since this is your first time.
Well, it
here,
just
let
it,
me
it just
tell
makes the
you
assumption that no matter what happens, of course you survive to the end.
I have made arrangements so you can buy and sell items here. I would
yay!
have liked to provide what you need for free, but seeing as we are largely cut off from the church's funds out here, I will need money in order to keep the supply post stocked. I hope you don't mind paying.
No,
No,
we
I
understand.
understand.
We understand how
I
shops
appreciate
work.
you doing
I
what
mean,
you can.
we
I can also
are
buy shards
upwards
from
of
you
20 years
if you
old
no longer
in
need
the 1800s.
Wait.
So
Is trading
mercantile
demon
is a
shards
thing that
even
we are
allowed?
already accustomed to.
Of course, the church would sooner gather them up and make certain they are purified. I am not permitted to
But
sell
we
them.
could use them as money.
You
We
may
could,
need
we're just not
extras,
going to.
since possessing multiple shards
Honestly,
of the
if you
same
ever
type
are
amplifies
super
its
low on
power,
cash,
but there
you
is
always
a
have
limit
shards
to
as,
how
as a
far it can
resource
go.
to sell
And
that
more
that you're not
importantly,
going to be
if you
using.
carry
Yeah.
I
large
should have considered this during the run through,
you bonus
specifically because I'm never
corruption.
going to actually use Cerulean
May
Splash ever
accelerate,
again. or honestly Gale Crawler either. But
I still recommend
I like
saving your shards
I
as a
like
means of making
specifically
money.
hoarding onto all the shards that I can, specifically because I want to eventually be able to test out how powerful these shards can be when they're at maximum rank and grade.
Is this when we have a deal? Is there
Make sure we
thanks?
buy all the stuff that we need.
Cinnamon.
One of the big
milk,
things that
red
yes?
beans.
What are you looking to
Yeah,
see?
one of the big things that Dominic actually sells us is cooking supplies. And once we go talk over to Johannes, we'll be able to show off what I mean by that.
Oh, I forgot to give this to you. It's the key to.
And yes, you have to talk to Dominique in order to get the village key, because the item chest that spawns in the randomizer, the first off that always has the village key. No, that's right. In the randomizer, they just give you the village key. That way you don't have to talk to Dominique. But the item chest that always spawns here that has the waystone can be randomized into a bunch of other different things in the randomizer, which is nice.
And it is nice of the game to require you to come down here so you can't miss it.
It was awful. Those monsters came out of nowhere. We ran for dear life.
Welcome to our first major quest NPC.
Dead, most of them. My dear husband included. Those devils have to pay. Those murderers. You look strong, miss. I'm begging you. Help me.
I mean, you almost look strong as well with your poofy arms.
My name's
Hey, Lindsay.
What's yours?
Miriam.
Well, Miriam, I'll gather whatever information I can about the monsters that wronged us. I want you to hunt down the monsters and take vengeance on them. The efforts won't go unrewarded, I promise you that.
Yay!
All right. I'll do it.
Here's
all
what
right.
I've turned up on the monsters.
Lindsay has got several different triggers that will progress her quest chain along. The first trigger specifically is clearing this first quest. If you successfully manage to clear this first quest, then her next batch of quests will unlock. This is the farmer.
Those monsters, but they're in a terrible state. I'll need to replant everything.
What will you grow?
Well, who the fuck cares what he's gonna grow? He's got a mission and we go do it. Are there any other questions that are more pertinent, Miriam?
Tell me, Mary.
Actually, there are. Specifically, what are we going to have him grow? Because Harry is one of our primary methods of getting, cooking ingredients. Specifically, rice, corn, and potatoes.
Good.
I don't think Dominique is ever actually going to be able to sell those, but she will sell seeds with which we can throw at Harry, and then as the game goes on, Harry will actually, be able to give us a good portion of his crops. And here is one of the worst quest NPCs in the game because of how slow this ends up going.
You're strong. I saw you fighting.
Oh, you mean just, like, get to the damn point? Kind of slow?
Humble too.
No. Abigail's questline requires that you effectively scour the entire castle for recipe books in order to get a good portion of her of the things that she needs for her burial questline. Successfully completing Abigail's questline is goddamn important during your first playthrough. Not so much on subsequent playthroughs, though.
I'd like to bury some keepsake for each of them. A Valkyrie like you should have no trouble finding such things.
That's a spoiler,
Can
Miss
I count
Abigail.
on you? I'll see that you're rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, I know these characters are all standing like 20 feet apart, but for God's sake, could they just like have a little moment of dialogue among themselves so we could stop introducing ourselves to people?
How? Getting by.
Yeah, the game still has a couple of minor bugs on a PC, and it still is rather crash prone on Switch. So I still recommend purchasing the game, mind you. I still actually really enjoy Bloodstained, even after all the different playthroughs that I've done.
I'm looking for.
Right. I'll see if I can find it.
Alright, now she wants a ring so she can give us the other safe ring. And in the next episode, we will finish off our tutorializing in the village. Be safe, everybody.